A lot of men don't realize they're not struggling with faith. They're struggling with structure because most men actually want to grow. They want to pray more, read the Bible more, become more disciplined, more focused, more grounded. But no matter how many times they start, they keep falling off. And eventually they start asking themselves, why can't I stay consistent with God? Why do I keep falling off spiritually? And most of the answers they hear are shallow. Just pray more. Just have more discipline. Just try harder. But if we're being honest, that doesn't actually explain the problem because a lot of men are trying. The real issue is their life has no structure supporting the growth they say they want. And if there's no structure, consistency collapses. So let's break this down and let's learn how to fix this. The first reason you're struggling, your environment doesn't support your growth. And this matters more than most men realize because environment shape behavior. If everything around you feeds distractions, your discipline will constantly be fighting uphill. Think about it. Notifications, constant entertainment, easy dopamine, no quiet, no stillness, no intentional space. And then we wonder why it's hard to stay focused spiritually. Your environment is training your mind every single day. I noticed this in my own life. There were seasons where I wanted growth, but everything around me fed distractions. My attention was constantly split, always consuming, always reacting, never still. And eventually I realized I was expecting spiritual consistency inside of an environment built for inconsistency. That doesn't work. So here's your first challenge. Change your environment, not your entire life overnight. Just small intentional shifts. Create quiet, create space, create moments where your attention belongs to God instead of constantly belonging to the world, because growth becomes easier when your environment supports it. Here's your second reason. You're overcomplicating growth. And this is a trap of a lot of men because you think consistency means perfection. So you create these huge expectations, hour-long prayer sessions, massive routines, reading 10 chapters a day. And at first, it feels powerful, but eventually it becomes overwhelming. And the moment you miss one day, you feel like you fail. So what happens? You disappear for a week, then 2 weeks, then a month. And now you feel disconnected from God again. I've done this myself, trying to do too much all at once, trying to force this perfect spiritual routine. And the moment life got busy, everything collapsed. Not because I didn't care, but because it wasn't sustainable. And a lot of men are stuck in that exact cycle right now. They keep building routines they can't actually maintain. So here's your second challenge. Simplify your growth. Start smaller, but stay consistent longer. Read one chapter, pray honestly, sit in silence for a few minutes, and repeat it daily because small, consistent rhythms will transform your life more than occasional emotional highs. Now, here's the third reason. You keep restarting instead of building. And this is one of the biggest problems Christian men struggle with. You have one strong day with God, maybe another, then you miss a day. And instead of simply returning, you disappear. You feel guilt, ashamed, disconnected. So now instead of rebuilding momentum quickly, you restart the entire process weeks later. And every time that happens, your momentum resets again. I remember going through this cycle myself. One good week spiritually, then life got busy. I missed a couple of days with reading, prayer, and silent time. Then instead of immediately reconnecting, I drifted. Not intentionally, just slowly. And the longer I stayed away, the harder it felt to return. Not because God left, but because inconsistency creates distance. And a lot of men are trapped there right now. Not rebellion, not hatred towards God, just inconsistency repeated over time. So here's your third challenge. Stop aiming for perfect streaks. Aim for fast recovery. Miss one day, return the next day. Don't disappear emotionally. Don't spiral into guilt. Reconnect immediately because consistency is not built through perfection. It's built through returning quickly. Now, let's bring all this together. You don't lack faith, you lack structure. Your life has no spiritual defaults. Your environment feeds distractions. You're overcomplicating growth and you're you keep restarting instead of building. That's why consistency feels difficult. But now you know what to fix and how to fix it. So build spiritual defaults, change your environment, simplify your growth, and recover quickly when you fall off. And if you do that consistently, your spiritual life will begin to stabilize, not through hype, not through temporary emotion, but through structure. And before you go, I want to ask you something. What causes you to fall off spiritually the most? And be real. Is it distractions, busyness, guilt after inconsistency, lack of structure? Drop in the comments. Let's talk about it. And these can be some points that I can make videos about in the future to help everybody. Because there are other men watching this right now who are struggling with the exact same thing. And if you've learned how to stay consistent with God, what actually helped you, let them know. And if you want to build stronger discipline, structure, and consistency, I want you to download Discipline Over Desire, Mastering the War Within. It'll help you take control of your habits, your focus, and your life. The link is in the description below. And if you're serious about growth, I want you to join the King's Forge newsletter. I'm doing weekly breakdowns on discipline, masculinity, purpose, and spiritual growth. Link is in the description below as well. And I want you to subscribe to this channel if you're serious about building yourself, because that's what we're doing here. So remember, a strong spiritual life is not built on random motivation. It's built on structure. So start building it.